Let's bring in Tony Davis now, who's the CEO of Tiger Airways, and he joins us from Singapore. Tony, good to have you back. It looks like a profit for fiscal year 2011, rising 42%. So how are things in comparison so far to the big loss that we just mentioned?
Well, as you say, it's an accounting treatment in the fourth quarter. The operating profit for the fourth quarter was actually pretty flat. It was just down about $1 million Sing dollars. And that takes into account, as you say, higher oil prices and the disruption caused by the weather in Australia. So, fantastic full year for us. Pre-tax profits up 300% effectively at $57 million. And we're very confident about the future going forward.
That's right. You're very confident, in fact, in Southeast Asia. You just took a 33% stake in Mandala Air to add Indonesia flights, I guess, to your flight schedule. Are you going to see more tie-ups like this in the future for you?
Yeah, we certainly do. We think our franchise is well established now, very successful here in Singapore, very solid profitability in Singapore, and our objective now is to take that franchise around Asia. We've signed a term sheet with Mandala to take a 33% stake in that business. As you know, we've also agreed to take a stake in SIA in the Philippines, and we're also hoping that we can do a tie-up with Thai Airways in Thailand. So, it's really about expanding the footprint, or pawprint, I should say, of Tiger Airways around Asia, and taking this profitable model that we've established and expanding its reach.
Okay, well, if you're so profitable and you're enjoying good numbers, why don't you add some more planes to your repertoire?
Well, we're taking another 9 aircraft this year. We go up to 35 airplanes this year. We're at 26 at the moment. We've got an order with Airbus that takes us all the way through to almost 70 aircraft by 2015. So, we've got a good solid order book. I think in the airline business it's always easy to over-order aircraft, and we've been fairly prudent in our capex, and that's reflected in our balance sheet. I think our balance sheet since the IPO has strengthened, and that's good. So I think, from our perspective, it's about steady, sustainable growth, and it's growth based on profitability, not just on market share or land grab.
Okay, so I guess people are thinking about buying planes, but what about hedging for fuel right now? Is that something that Tiger Airways is doing?
We do have a hedging policy. It's not as aggressive as it was in the past, and I think most airlines have probably scaled back their hedging given some of the losses that we incurred a couple of years ago when there was that dramatic correction in oil. We do have a hedging policy. It's on a wedge basis. It's out over 5 quarters. And really what we're trying to do is manage the cash flow and make sure that we protect our forward sales profile against oil volatility. But, we've seen in the last full year our revenues have increased, our average fares are up about 3%. And more importantly, the ancillary revenues that we get from passengers have increased by 9%. So every one of the 6 million people who flew with us last year paid us $21 in ancillary revenues, which obviously helps.
All right. Tony, before I let you go, I just want to talk about some controversy in Australia because Tiger Airways had to show cause on why it should keep its Australian operating certificate. Has Tiger been in compliance with Australian authorities?
Yeah, we certainly believe we have. Clearly there were some concerns that we addressed immediately. They were raised with us. We've changed some structures in terms of how we do things. We've recruited some more staff in Australia to locally undertake some of the activities, but we're confident we comply with all the regulations in Australia.
Okay, but has your reputation been impacted in Australia? It's pretty tough competition right now with Qantas and also Virgin Blue just changing their name to get more passengers.
No, I don't believe so. Our April numbers were very, very strong. You've seen the performance for the last financial year. April, we were up again in terms of both our Singapore business and our Australian business. And look, there's always going to be oversight by regulators, and we comply with that. And I think people understand that. I think the fact that these things come up, the key thing is that you deal with them quickly and you deal with them properly, and that's what we've done.
All right. So, Tony, thanks for sharing your time today. Enjoy your weekend. Tony Davis, President and Group CEO of Tiger Airways.